You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
All right, Black and White sports fans, we're going to be talking about Laurel Hubbard here in this video. Going into the Tokyo Games, Laurel Hubbard was one of the names that many people were actually talking about in these Tokyo Games because Laurel Hubbard, there was a lot of controversy with Laurel Hubbard actually being a part of these games because Laurel Hubbard is a biological man that identifies as a woman. And Laurel Hubbard was representing Australia in the weightlifting competition. And boy, there was a lot of controversy behind this move, allowing a biological male to compete against females. Many have said it's unfair, and I'm one of those. I believe it is completely unfair. But however, guys, Laurel Hubbard's run at the Olympics is over. I mean, over. Completely over. It ended very, very quickly because Laurel Hubbard failed on all 3 attempts in weightlifting. Guys, I'm not lying. I'm absolutely shocked by this, to tell you the truth. Laurel Hubbard was only there not even a day, and now Laurel Hubbard is going home. Check this out. Laurel Hubbard, transgender weightlifter, exits Olympics competition early after failing on all 3 attempts. And actually in this column right here, it actually breaks down all of the attempts. And I didn't actually see any of the attempts because I knew that Laurel Hubbard was going to be competing, but I didn't expect Laurel Hubbard to flame out this fast. And guys, it happened. It says here, Laurel Hubbard, a transgender weightlifter from New Zealand, I believe I said Australia, I guess I'm in New Zealand, was knocked out of the women's 87 plus kilogram competition early after failing on all 3 of her attempts. Hubbard failed on her first attempt to get 120 kilograms above her head, bailing out early. On her second attempt at 125 kilograms, she was able to get the weight up and pumped up her fists after in satisfaction. However, judges ruled it to be a no lift. Go figure. She returned quickly with another attempt at 125 kilograms, only to fail to stand up with the weight above her head. Hubbard was the only one of the 13 finalists to not complete at least one lift. So check this out, guys. A biological male here, the only biological male, could not complete one single lift. All of the other females, they were able to do it. Guys, maybe you don't believe in some kind of a divine intervention. Some of you maybe do. I'm not trying to get religious on this. But man, this does make you think that the man upstairs was probably playing a role in all of this. Because I've been clear, I believe this is unfair. But maybe there was actually some divine intervention in this because Laurel Hubbard now is going home. Going home. It says here, after the bar fell to the ground, she patted her chest and made a heart out of her hands as a signal to those in attendance and presumably anyone watching around the world. Quote, "Thank you so very much for your interest in my humble sporting performance tonight," Hubbard said to the media. "I know from a sporting perspective, I did not live up to the standards I put upon myself." Hubbard went on to thank fans in New Zealand, the Japanese people, and a number of sports organizations, including the Federation of International Gymnastics and the New Zealand Olympic Committee. Quote, "I know my participation in these games has not been entirely without controversy." Well, that's an understatement. Hubbard said, mentioning some, quote, "quite difficult times." She then praised the International Olympic Committee for letting her compete here. Now, going forward, there's going to be some changes actually when it comes to transgenders participating in the Olympics. There's something about outdated science, I believe, That's what I heard. I'm not going to go into all of the details here right now in this video, but we'll actually have to see what happens going forward. But guys, what do you think of this? Laurel Hubbard flames out in a pathetic performance, to tell you the truth there. Didn't even complete a single lift on all 3 tries. Now, Laurel Hubbard actually broke all of the records in New Zealand of a champion weightlifter. But once Laurel Hubbard got to the Olympics, couldn't even complete a single lift. Very, very interesting, guys. Very, very interesting. That's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans. Laurel Hubbard going home. Couldn't even complete a single lift. And maybe this is just the way it was supposed to be, because I don't believe that a biological male should be competing against biological women. I believe it's unfair, but there was probably some divine intervention in this, to tell you the truth. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.